Hey everyone. I hope everyone's doing amazing. I know it's pretty intense. I feel like it's like no matter if you feel good or if you feel negative, both are like overwhelming. Like my heart is like so expanded. I'm like, holy shit, like I gotta breathe through this. It feels so good, but I still like, whoa, like I'm so sensitive to it. In the same way, if like, you're having a rough day, it's a little bit more challenging to really get a reins on it. Like you have to really be mind over matter. Like, okay, who's in the driver's seat, my ego or my higher self? So it's been really intense. And honestly, even like coming on to, I feel super connected to come on and talk to everybody, but at the same time, like, dang, I feel so overwhelmed. I almost don't even want to like get on and talk because like with like an emotional, like what's gonna happen? I don't even know. So anyways, like I just try to keep it light and positive when I feel that way because I'm feeling good, like, but it's just when it starts to overwhelm you, like don't take it too seriously or get in your head and then you won't feel good. That'll be overwhelming. You know what I mean? So especially for like overthinkers, it's very like it doesn't take much to like for something to go in the other direction very quickly. And if you're an overthinker and an empath, it's just like a double-edged sword, and it takes the work. It really takes the work to get out of victim mode, not blame others, and all that stuff to just anchor in that vibration. There's no expectation to always feel good. Like that's not going to happen as long as you're in this avatar, because we're here in a space where contrast is part of the entire process and reason why we're here to grow. So we also like that's what I do whenever I'm like in a situation where it's just like so like hard not to be the victim, right? You really have to go like in that space of what the truth really is. Like we're really just borrowing these bodies that we've incarnated thousands of times and all this stuff. Like if you really place whatever that scenario is or whatever it is that you feel like you're a victim in or you feel like you're a victim to, and you like almost take this masculine logical approach to it in order to stop being controlled by your emotions, but not from a space of with like connected to your higher self. It's more of like a space connected to your ego, fear, survival mode. But this happened to me before. You know what I mean? Just I got the raw end of the stick. And no matter how much we can validate that, thing that we feel a victim for, it doesn't matter because in the grand scheme of things, the whole idea of growth is finding the gift, because then you learn the lesson and then nothing can touch you. How can something touch you when you are in this space of nothing's really all that serious, but everything's always working out for me because I came here to use this space in reality as a tool in order to help assist the universe in its expansion, because I am an aspect of the universe just like everybody else. So if we all tuned into that frequency, we'd be able to expand in insane ways, which is what we're trying to do on this planet right now. So we really have to get a grips on like the work, which is basically coming into the space of Christ consciousness, integrity, respect, just always putting yourself in another's shoes. And that's very challenging when we come from this culture of every man out for himself. Not my problem. I'm only out for me and mine. or that person's a conservative, that person's a liberal. Like, if we can't get out of the duality and we can't just say that person is where they are in their journey and I hold space and unconditional love for them no matter what, because at the end of the day, when the universe is expanding infinitely in all directions, that includes those things that we call dark, but it's really we need that dark in order to expand in light. So it is all part of the one. If we don't start seeing it as unity, we will continue to separate and divide. But now we're in a whole different ball game because of what's happening in terms of the raising the collective vibration and like literally completely changing dimensions. That's how I see it. I don't think anybody really knows how the whole new earth thing is going to play out until it plays out. Because I listen to so many different theories of people talking about New Earth, Dolores Cannon, Penny Kelly, all these people like who have been into the game for like 40 plus years, studying this, having their own experiences, like highly in tune with these energies of transition and change. But they still don't know because nothing is set in stone. Like the present moment is malleable. Time doesn't exist, you know? That's why, why would we even have to come here if it was just that simple? So I think what's hard for people to understand is that the solution to all of our problems is everybody taking accountability for their own shit and actually being good people and caring about other people and being empathetic and coming together and helping each other. It's like weird to me that we would like even see like somebody like a mother at the grocery store. I saw this the other day. She was carrying, like, she had a baby in the carrier. I remember these days. I had 4 kids. Baby in the carrier, 1 in the cart, 2 walking, and then pulling like 2 carts full of all the food you need for all these people that live in your house, right? And I stopped and I was like, can I help you? Like, I got you. Like, my mom has the kids right now, so it was just me. I was like, perfect. Like, I can, you know. And it's just like, to me, it's like, how could you even walk by her? Like, and sleep at night. And that's how I feel about it. Like, I feel like I feel convicted to do the right thing. I feel like that is just what you do. And I was raised that way. Like, even though I went through my rough times when my parents got their lives together, I mean, it was to the point where it's like, okay, now like, like my mom was really into the church. So I wore like a ring that said I wasn't gonna have sex till I was married. Like, she was very strict. Now she runs a nonprofit and is like very into religion, all that kind of stuff. But the point of the matter is, what was the point of the matter? Bring it back, Kelsey, bring it back. What was I talking about before that? This always happens to me. And Lance laughs. But like, we're in this society where it's like you can walk by somebody and it's no big thing. Like, it's like the every man out for himself is what I was getting at. Like, that is just normal. That is just normal. But the way that we're going to raise the collective vibration is to come out of that competition. Come out of that competition and realize that we're all a unique aspect of source that came here in order to express that. And it won't look like anyone else's. You won't be able to go to some class in college and then you can just become the highest aspect of you, because that's never going to be it. You don't fit into a box. You don't receive information from other people. You receive it from your own higher self. And through that internal guidance and that connection to source, you then start to, because you have let go of all these attachments and distractions in your external world, you're then able to connect and receive this information that you need to create as a unique individual to assist the universe in expanding itself. How does it expand when everybody's doing the same thing? That's not expansion. That's doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. That's insanity. And that's the box they put us in this culture. We're all supposed to be expressing in our unique ways. So there's no such thing as competition, because we're not all doing the same thing. And because we're connected and expressing in our unique ways, and we're all doing that, we're all learning from each other. We're all contributing to each other in unique ways. Loving each other in different unique ways. And that is how, like, if you, like, I used this analogy before, but like the human body, if we're feeding it the right things, if we're connected to nature and our organic self and source, then all those cells, if you saw through a microscope, would be moving in this beautiful unity and cohesive way inside of your body and helping you thrive. And that if we came from an aerial view and we saw us all creating and thriving in our own unique way as an aspect of the universe, it would look the same way. As above, so below. So we really need to like get into that energy of understanding that the real work is first walking in integrity, being an honest, good human being that's not thinking only of themselves, that's thinking of how can I connect in order to assist the all, but assisting myself. Like that's what we don't realize is like, how do you feed yourself? Go help people. Go volunteer. Go do something where somebody can't give you anything back in return. And don't do it so you can show everybody else. Do it because that's the right thing to do. If you want to show everybody else, maybe it's to motivate them to do the same, or maybe it's your ego just needing that validation. Because for me, like helping somebody, and then taking a picture of a vulnerable person who's in a dark place, like, ooh, I helped this person. Like, to me, it's like, I don't know. I see how there's different angles to look at it, but really it's just like that unconditional love, that integrity, that doing the right thing when nobody's watching. And you do it to feed yourself, which raises your vibration, which in turn impacts everything around you because you're emanating that vibration from you. It's just emanating everywhere. And then you just, like, once you start being connected and grounding it into your life, like you become that walking miracle and everything that you touch is just like zapped with that high vibrational frequency, and it can't help but like be like, what the heck was that? That's like how Jesus, like he wasn't going around and knocking on doors like a Jehovah's Witness. He was like a magnet. He was a high vibrational frequency. He was a walking miracle. And he was trying to tell everybody that I am nothing special. You can do the same. You're all special. We're all a unique aspect of source. I just figured out how to express myself as a unique aspect of source. I figured out how to, create miracles. How? Through raising my vibrational frequency and touching everybody around me in a beautiful way, in a compassionate way, and actually caring about what they have to say or what they went through or what their story was, and not being afraid to share my story in my darkness and to show I'm not perfect in order to help others expand. And we all came here to be our unique aspect of source in order to show others and give others the permission to do the same. Sorry if you hear my dog chewing on a bone in the background. But yeah, guys, like that was the energy that was just coming through me. And what got me emotional yesterday was that, and this has always come up for me, and I've always been somewhat aware of it, is that, Stanley, no. Is that I have this hard time. Hold on one second. No, Stanley. Lance got a puppy and he can be a little rascal. But I've had this hard time connecting with those that are in the frequency of like every man out for themselves, completely disconnected, don't have any empathy towards those who struggle and things like that. It's challenging for me because I see that they're stuck, but in the same breath, it's like the same people that are hard to help because they put themselves on this pedestal above others, and they can't quite understand how interacting with those who might have less than them, might have been a drug addict, might have went through something really hard. How is that going to benefit them? You know what I mean? And the craziest part about it is the biggest teachers for me were people who didn't go to college. They didn't do all these things that, get money and it's materialism and what our culture represents. The people who influenced me the most in life were the people who went through hell and didn't achieve anything and were seen by society as, the scum, right? That's what you don't want to be. That's what we tell our kids. And what are we telling our kids? What are we telling everybody? That we should just throw people who have mental issues in a hospital and medicate them. We should throw our old people in homes and medicate them and just let them rot away feeling uncared for. And you know what I mean? And these were the struggles I had, because it's still me not accepting, somebody for who they are and where they are on this journey. And it's just I think for a lot of people, if you just always came from that space, you grew up in a home where you never had to worry about anything and it was just all together. That's why, kids that come from those homes, they end up entitled and they don't know how to really function in life in a healthy way. And they end up being very insecure because they can't do anything for themselves, because everything's just always handed to them. And it's just this toxic cycle that we have normalized. And for me, it gets me frustrated, right? And it still creates this division. And so, and that's the lesson for me to learn. It's to learn that everybody is where they're at on this journey. And I don't, and for me, another reason why it's frustrating is it feels like it's so hard to help those people. It's I feel so repelled by them that I don't even want to go around them to shine my light around them. But those are the people who need it most. And, it's just been this amazing learning experience and journey for me. And this whole compassion and empathy and kindness, I have it so easily for those who struggle, or who have shared an experience similar to mine, etc. But I have to learn to open up and be compassionate to those who don't understand that and are just what the heck's wrong with these people? Why can't they get their lives together? And it's just those same people have a difficult time expanding their heart because they haven't experienced enough contrast and the more you know what it's like to, for me, be abandoned or neglected. Would you guys stop being rascals or not love properly? And then later in your life you experience that love, and it's just so much because you know so deeply what it feels like to not feel that. So if you haven't gone through that, sometimes that it's hard to experience that growth, because that big transition is what really puts the momentum behind it, pushing you and expanding you into more love. And I'm still picking apart and trying to understand it all. But I know for a fact that's one area me and a lot of other people, my brother, has a hard time with it too. It's just a hard time not judging people who are just narcissistic, arrogant assholes that don't care about anyone else. But those people need us too. So I'm still trying to figure out how to get my light to reach people like that. Because I make videos like this and then they feel triggered, not that they would be the ones listening to my videos anyways. But you feel what I'm saying. Every single day, I'm expanding and learning more as long as my heart is open to that. And I'm not distracted by drama in my life or in the outside world, because all that is just you not ready, we're always growing and learning, but it's just when you're distracted, you're not going to be able to add anything to your repertoire of spiritual tools because you're not paying attention to that. You're paying attention to something that's probably lowering your frequency, right? So it really is just coming into your own space, your own unique space of how you interact with your higher self in life and with others, and how you chip away at becoming a better person and walking more deeply in integrity. Like, your conscience won't let you do certain things and will push you to do other things that are more positive and more, just smiling at people. Like, for me, I used to always have this look on my face, like what resting bitch face, right? And now it's like, since I've raised my frequency, I always walk around and I have like a slight smile on my face. And it's because like I raised my frequency, and I noticed that after a while. I was like, I always used to have this like unfriendly look on my face, mainly because I'm an introvert and anyone would mess with me and I don't want to talk to anyone, especially in college and stuff. But now it's like the opposite. And then, if I make eye contact with somebody, you know what I mean? I always smile. Whereas like back when I was like a teenager and younger, insecure, I would just like look away, right? Because I couldn't even hold that frequency. I couldn't even get to that place. And it wasn't like the simplest like kindness. I couldn't even get to that frequency. I would just look away, right? And people don't even realize that's what that is. It's just growth that needs to occur. So, yeah, it has been a journey, guys, and it's always going to be expanding. There is no finish line. So be easy on yourselves. Once you notice something about yourself, sometimes it's easy to go into shame mode. Like, oh shit, like I just really was a fuckhead about that, and you start calling yourself names or something like that. Be easy on yourself. Be happy that you figured that out about yourself. So now you can create that change in your life, and it will impact others. And we learn how to be more gentle with others, and how we speak and how we approach people in our energy, and how to back off if someone's projecting onto us. We don't have to project back. We can ask spirit in that moment to put up a shield so you don't absorb any of it, and to hold space and love for that person as they're going through it, and not take it personally, because it's not personal. It's their thing, they're going through, their perspective. And all we have to do is hold that space and take our power back, not absorb it. We don't have to absorb anything. And that was like one thing I had to, once you learn that as an empath, like you're not worried about going anywhere, because you just protect yourself. You say your affirmations, you talk to spirit, whatever you do, say whatever. You create your own relationship with your higher self. And that's why you can't just go to some guru and they tell you how to do it all. Everybody's situation is unique. Everybody comes in with their own unique gifts and then expands and activates more gifts within themselves. So we really have to do the work so we can get connected, to be on our own path, and not give our power away to teachers or anything like that. Make sure you're always getting pointed back to yourself. It's great to listen to people, especially people who share things they go through. Because a lot of times those are the teachers. The teachers aren't afraid to be vulnerable and say, oh, this is this thing that isn't going to look good on the outside, but I'm willing to share it in order to help others expand and grow, just like it helped me expand and grow. And I'm not ashamed anymore. I don't claim that energy. I claim the energy of alchemizing this, and love and joy, and helping others expand. And when I share my story, it assists others in doing the same. And it's just, it emanates. It's just snowball effect. And it doesn't stop. It just keeps going. So yeah, guys, that's what I wanted to share today. And I really hope it helps somebody. Like, I've been having a lot of epiphanies just about being a good person to everybody, even the people that drive us crazy. Because I want to get to a point where, and I feel like I'm getting there. I'm pretty good in the neutrality department when it comes to people who don't necessarily share my same values, or put others down and things like that. The bullies of the world, they're hard to love. but I'm trying to figure that out. And as I go, I will share what I find with you guys, because I think that a lot of people out here trying to raise the collective vibration struggle with the same thing, because it's not easy. It's not easy trying to create this change and then loving people who are creating the opposite. So, but we'll figure it out. And we are. All we have to do is be love and emanate it and be that light and show that there's a better way, a happier way. And maybe if we're bright enough that they'll change their mind, you know? And if they don't, they just go reincarnate and try again. So, but anyways, love you guys and have an amazing rest of your day.